wonder why so many of us feel inherently so much better after, a mini makeover session? Like that feeling after you shower and blow dry your hair, or even after a much needed manicure session? Do you also wonder why so many of us are obsessed with the classic, makeover montages in 90s movies? While I regularly go barefaced, which is around 70% of the time, I do feel more put together and ready to face the world when I wear makeup. Wearing it for me is no different than ironing a shirt or doing my hair. And as the enduring pandemic has painfully reminded us time and time again, the simple act of getting ready can be a tool for transformation, both mental and physical. Exactly in the same way, makeup can change the way people feel about themselves and give the wearer a boost of confidence and a sense of power. Makeup and cosmetics in general holds a prized possession in the hearts of women across the world, despite the income group they fit in or where they come from, simply because of the way it makes women feel. And before I tread any further, I'd like to clarify that makeup is no longer an industry that targets women. A fast growing number of non female identifying individuals are using makeup and cosmetics on the regular. Just look at the number of genderless makeup brands that are coming up for proof, or even the amount of people that have gone viral for wearing makeup and being male or non conforming in their gender identity. As I was saying, there is a peculiar economic theory about the behavior of makeup users when it comes to their purchases of lipsticks or makeup items. This is called the lipstick effect. It was observed that when times got tough and spending power in the economy dipped as a whole, particularly in the post World War II and post 9/11 period, makeup users, historically primarily women, chose to purchase a simple luxury that is a source of comfort and power in place of something more extravagant and unaffordable. And you guessed it right, they were purchasing lipsticks. This rings true even today, with the adoption of cosmetics in India clocking in at 65% compared to the adoption of sanitary napkins, which, in all sense of the word logic, is more of a necessity than cosmetics. And I'd like to think that I'm hypothesizing correctly when I say that this kind of consumption pattern in cosmetics is largely thanks to the way using makeup makes users of it feel. That feeling of being confident and empowered. There are two psychological phenomena that are usually used to explain the link between physical appearance and our thought processes and behaviors that I think can be used to explain the lipstick effect. The look good, feel good, and the enclosed cognition phenomenon. And the idea really is as simple as it seems. When we look good, we feel good, and that impacts our self-esteem. While generally these phenomena are used to explain the significance of, fashion and clothing choices in our everyday lives, I do believe that as an extension, makeup, which is a tool that improves one's physical appearance, does fall under the purview of this school of thought. A lot of formal research into these two phenomena conclude that by simply wearing great outfits, participants had higher self-esteem. And I'm willing to bet that the same conclusion would be drawn if research was undertaken to establish the causal relationship between makeup application and confidence. After all, for the most part, we all experience makeup the same way that Raluku from a particular Reddit thread I found does. She says, "Does it boost my confidence a little? Do I look better with it? Hell yes. Makeup makes me feel good and proud, and I mean, when I get those eyeliner wings even, my day gets a billion times better." Now, it might seem like a bit of a stretch for you to now hear me say that wearing makeup makes me feel not only more confident but also powerful. And I'm not alone in saying that. Members of the LGBTQIA plus community or even the drag community that choose to wear makeup on the regular would agree with me. For trans women, makeup is oftentimes one of the first steps to embracing their gender identity. For people like us, apart from making us feel more confident, makeup also makes us feel more like ourselves. And being our true, authentic selves means being powerful. This idea that wearing makeup is a power statement is also not new, by the way. People have been arming themselves with makeup for a very, very long time. Elizabeth I was so obsessed with having a white face, she gave herself lead poisoning because of the use of lead in cosmetics present at the time, just because she felt more powerful that way. That was a quote, by the way. Fast forward a couple of centuries, and a cosmetic item that we might relate more readily to, the red lipstick, became an integral part of taking back one's own power, all the while making an open political statement during the suffragette movement in the early 20th century. The red lipstick became a part of our feminist foremothers' uniform and became a symbol of hope, power, strength, and camaraderie as Elizabeth Arden handed tubes of her lipstick named Red Door Red to marchers as they rallied for voting rights and property ownership for women. Cosmetics and makeup made its debut into my life when I was still very young. The inner child in me has vivid memories of all the different shades of red lipstick and nail polish that made up my mother's makeup collection that I used to play with. That seems like so long ago though, because when I was a teenager, I had traded in cosmetics to fit the tomboy mold that went along with my moody, angsty, still figuring myself out inner monologue and turmoil. I hung with the boys, played cricket and hockey, and clothed myself exclusively in Converse and hoodies. Distancing myself further and further away from the princess loving girly girl that I thought I shouldn't be. But I think we all knew I was simply putting on this boyish attitude because all through high school I still wore kajal every single day without fail. Or maybe it was just that being influenced by punk music made wearing kajal every day cool. It was only when I was in college studying economics at Stella Maris that I came into my own. My acceptance of my dualistic inner tendencies of loving makeup and shiny glass bangles, all the while also being a hardcore lover of Converses and punk music, was very much with the help of my early explorations with makeup. Now, the connection between the two is a little bit weird, even for me. So, to put it simply, makeup helped me accept myself fully and move with confidence, even when I wasn't so sure of myself. These early explorations then transitioned to a full-on creative outlet for me when I had to move to the UK to pursue my master's in international business at the University of Warwick. I had never before had access to the kind of brands and products that I could now get my hands on, and naturally it led me to want to spend more time and money and energy into learning and teaching myself to do more complicated makeup looks. The whole process of applying makeup step by step with loud music playing became a sort of grounding practice for me, to just forget about my assignment that was due or even the fact that I missed home and instead just focused on getting my winged eyeliners to match. The application process made me feel calm, and when I was done, it usually made me feel invincible. The way I felt about makeup back then led me to start tracking my journey on Instagram under the username at YourShayness to see how much better I got over time. And flash forward 3 years, and I've managed to significantly improve on my skill and art form, and even garnered a following of 43K that is just as invested as I am in my makeup looks. My videos are also edited in such a way that it is calming and therapeutic to watch, the same effect that makeup has for me. And I also head the design and community engagement team at Free and Equal Beauty, which is a new age makeup brand that makes makeup products for everyone. We're actively working every single day to make innovative cosmetic products that are vegan, cruelty free, and most importantly, inclusive. Through both my day job and my other full-time job of content creation, I'm only trying to do one thing: change the way in which people think about makeup, and more so users of makeup. I mean, how often have you been makeup shamed, aka told that you shouldn't be spending so much of your time on such a frivolous and vain activity, or that you look better without makeup? This kind of thing and shaming is precisely what I'm tired of hearing in 2021. Makeup can be freeing, grounding, exhilarating, and most importantly, empowering. And contrary to popular belief, there is scope in makeup as a career option. You can become a content creator, a makeup artist, or even get into the business side of makeup industry, which, might I add, is often ignored and not spoken about as a thriving industry, but it is in reality a $4.6 billion industry in India and growing at the rate of 20% per year. After all that I've said, if there's one thing you take away from this talk, let it be this. Never stop indulging in your hobby, be it video editing, makeup, graphic design, or even reading. Yes, you're studying engineering now, but somewhere down the line, you might even figure out a way to marry your area of formal education and your hobby and make it your passion. And then you'll never feel the Monday blues ever again.